Welcome traders to yet another episode of our online forex free lessons. So today I'm gonna teach you about market participants and the influencers. So without wasting time, I'm called Skyweezy and I'm your new forex coach. So in the market participant hereby means like people who participate in the market. There are different types of people who participate in the market. So I have to break it down for you and you know who are the participants. In number one, we have the banks, the major banks that provide liquidity and facilitate trades. So I have to mark the word liquidity because it will be frequently used in our lesson. In a layman's understanding, liquidity means where your money lies in, like where money is resting from in the forex lessons. That's what we mean by liquidity. So these banks that participate in the in trading, these are people who move the market. For us, you don't move the market. Mm. These are the big boys. We call them the big boys, the participants. And in now number two, we have institutional investors who trade hedge funds, pension funds, and other institutions trade currencies. So these are still the big boys, and I'm still talking about people who trade in large amounts of money, trillions, billions. These are the people who move the market. So we have the banks, institutional investors, such as the hedge funds, pension funds, and other institutions. So and here we have in our number three we have retail traders. This is now we who participate. We individual traders always participate in the market. That is me and you now. In our number four, we have the brokers. These are people who link us to the market. It's like when someone is selling a car and tells someone to look for him or her a car. And that person that connects the buyer to the seller is the broker. For this one, just participate. They have to benefit from the buyer and the seller. So we have such people in the industry, and I'll explain more about them when we reach when I'm explaining about the apps and websites we use in trading. So when I'm passing through the market participants, we have the banks, we have the institutional investors, we have the retail traders and brokers. So next we have the market influencers or economic indicators. Sorry about that. About the economic indicators or market influencers. Like here we are talking about still about people who move the market. At first, I told you about the big boys, the institutional investors, and the banks. These are the big boys who move the market. And now we also have the economic indicators or influencers. At times we call it news. So here in our number one we have the GDP, the gross domestic product, a measure of a country's economic growth. This about still news. Because in trading, they have these other normal days where you don't have news. We trade, and there are days that we have news. So that's why it's recommended for every trader to have an economic calendar. I'll still teach you about the economic calendar. So here we have the GDP, the gross domestic product, a measure of a country's economic growth. So you have to know about. Let me give you an example. Like when you're trading the pound, so you have to know whatever is happening in that country. And let me say the UK. So you'll be knowing the news because it always affects the market. Whatever those guys decide in their round table, it affects the market. If you are trading the US dollar, you should know how the economy of the US stands. Because every month they keep on releasing news. So when you get the economic calendar, you'll be updated about the news. So you have influential rate of change in prices of goods and services. So it also affects if you're trading a currency, because here we are dealing mainly in currencies. Though trading is too vast, where you can trade the binary option, crypto, buy stocks. So it's vast, very vast industry. So let's go to our number three. Our number three is the interest rates. Central bank rates that influence borrowing costs and currencies. This is still about the news. It still affects the market. Employment rates, unemployment rates, and job creation data, it still affects the market. Natural and geopolitical news still affects the market, such as civil wars, intercountry wars, whatever is happening all over the world. So we have to know how is it going to affect. Is it going to affect? Is it going to affect the market positively or negatively? So for you as a retail trader, you are just a market analyst. You have to know when it affects it negatively, you know you are going to sell. Positively, you know you are going to buy. So our work is just to analyze and know when to execute. So uh, among these economic indicators, these are one of the reasons why the market moves fast and slow. You have to put it in your minds, because you can enter the market and see the market is if you find a very long candlestick, yeah, you'll come to understand about candlesticks in our next lessons. Yeah, you can find a very long candlestick or a very short candlestick and ask yourself, like, what has happened in the market? It's all these affects the market, economic indicators. So as I told you guys, I'm not gonna make my videos long. They're gonna be short as possible, very brief for you guys to be able to digest what I've taught you guys. So I remain Skyweezy here in Military Pips Academy. If is there anything you want me to talk about or clarify it to you, you can put it in the comment section. I will pass through it and make a video for you. Thank you. Promise you you'll catch